On today's episode of Watch Jerogo, we are here with my sister's 2012 Jeep Grand Cherokee. And if you guys remember, this is sort of like a storyline, the car we went to get the day we bought the white Corvette. What is going on, guys? I am Watch Jerogo, and like I said, the day we went to buy that white Corvette, you guys know the story, we went up there to buy an Escalade that was like 6 hours away. The Escalade didn't work out, so we went to buy an Avalanche. That didn't work out, and on the way home, last ditch, we picked up the $3,500 Corvette. Well, that didn't solve the problem of Eric and my sister needing another car, so he bought her this 2012 Jeep Grand Cherokee that is super nice, fully loaded, leather, heated wheel, heated cooled seats, heated rear seats even, I think, right? Yeah. I mean, this thing, it has it all. And aftermarket head unit in there, so it's really set up. And then the struts started making some noise. So today we're gonna go to O'Reilly's, we're gonna pick up some struts, and before we do that, let's go ahead and throw this thing up in the air and take a look at the struts that are on there and see if we can see a leak or some kind of issue. But it seems like it's making a little bit of noise out of the front end, and it sure seems like the struts. Almost got it. So they took this thing to a transmission shop, and that transmission shop said that the trans needed a fluid change, or at least a service, something like that. You know, they were trying to sell something. And we looked under the hood and we found the magical sticker here showing that everything BG has been done. Oil change, transmission service, power steering, cooling system, they did it all. So this thing is like flawless. So let's go ahead and check this transmission fluid. We'll let you guys decide if it needs serviced. Look at that. Is that not the cleanest transmission fluid you've ever seen? That's the first test when I wasn't like grabbing the dipstick, so I would say it's definitely not going to need fluid. Best fluid we've ever seen. The level's perfect, so we're gonna go ahead and put that back in there, and that should take care of this. Well, it's time to throw this thing in the air. Before we do that, we're gonna go ahead and pull the bolts off the top of the struts, and then we can just drop the wheels, and hopefully this strut change job just takes 7 minutes flat. All right, what are these things? 13 mil. Okay, so that should be all we need. I'll grab an adapter and we'll yank these things out of there. We're gonna break this adapter, put all this power through the old 3/8 to 1/4 inch. Okay, fine, it's not gonna break. All right, well, obviously this is the exact same car as the Durango we were just working on the other day. You can see that all the parts are exactly the same. You can see that the front diff or something up here is dripping a little oil. Oh, it's coming out of the pan, or the valve covered pan. Huh. So we got a little bit of wetness down here that definitely seems to be dripping from above, because I can see traces of it all over the pan. All your bushings look pretty good so far. Man, everything on this looks really good. Somebody took care of this for sure. I mean, they had BG service everything. The tires are brand new. Eric just did them. Michelin Defender LTXs, which is a great tire. CVs look good. I don't see any other abnormal leaks. Man, this thing is solid front to back, I think. Ball joints, all the bushings, everything looks good. Now, I will say, this thing has all factory shocks. We have noticed that. So all the Chrysler stickers are still on all the shocks. I think we've answered all of our questions here. This thing looks incredible for, what is it, 150,000 miles? Is it
getting ready to roll on
it's like 149,999 right now.
Yeah.
Literally.
But it's clean. That's what first thing I did was crawl under it and just to see, because you know, you never know how much they beat on it, but really
it's been dirt roaded.
Yeah, I mean, we live on a dirt road, but
yeah, that's true. But 272s in this transfer case. Interesting. Interesting. Well, I'd say everything looks good. We're gonna pop the wheels off and start changing out these struts. Obviously, we already pulled the top off, so we're like halfway there. Wheel probably doesn't even have to come off. Just this one bolt. Go for it. Might as well.
yeah, those are factory.
All right, we are here at O'Reilly's to pick up all the parts for Eric's Jeep, and hopefully we get this thing all knocked out today. What are we getting again? Struts? Yep.
Yes, man. Thank you.
Cool. complete strut assemblies for the front. All right, we've got the wheels off of the Jeep, and now we can see what's going on. The shocks are soaked up here. Up under the boot, we can see that one's, it's like leaking a bit. And then the passenger side one is the fun one.
Yeah, you can hear it in the cab going.
Over here, you can see it's blown all of its oil out. So that one's really, really rough. Anyway, the tops are already out, so we should be able to just pop off that bottom bolt and get to changing. As you guys saw, we already pulled the 3 bolts out of the top hat of the strut here. They were all 14 mils. Now we've got a 21 and a crescent wrench on the other side, and we should be ready to pull out the lower bolt. So you ready? Cool. I was like, what, the nut didn't come off?
That's a really long bolt.
You got it. Well, the little impact let us rip the ball joint nut off of there. Obviously, we got to get the upper control arm off. Oh, it's stuck on there.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, just use the screwdriver and pop it loose. At least it's a flange nut. And now, here in a second, we should be able to just give this a wrap, and it should fall apart. And hopefully that buys us enough room that we don't have to tear everything apart down below. Well, we're doing the same job we did on the Durango 2 days ago. I got the axle nut off, everything's dropped, upper control arms off, sway bar and link had to come off, but now we have room to slide out our strut assembly, our very bad leaking strut assembly. These things are gigantic. Look at that, it comes up to my waist. I guess if I ever need one ball or walking stick, pretty heavy too. Interestingly, one of these is right and one of these is left. And it's just determined by the part number, I think. So we've got a 33JP110. Yeah, we're gonna have to look up the part number to see which one's which. And then the other one's an 07, I think.
1108.
Yep, here's 07. All right, well, I'm gonna do a quick little search. This is the O'Reilly's part number, so it should be super easy to figure out which one's which. We could lower the car, I could slide the strut assembly in. You could throw like 2 of the nuts on it or something like that, and then it would be really easy to get the bottom in.
I feel like it's going to be easier since it's a little bit shorter.
Yeah, that might work. All right.
I mean, I think there's a nut.
Here we go. Let's try it. We're just going to go back to the old school method. Cool, cool, cool. That's got to be about it.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. Okay. And it's on. I mean, we didn't exactly show it all, but like it was like 5 seconds of work. The way cars are supposed to work. Anyway, this car's been well taken care of in its life, and we're almost there. Now, all we gotta do is spin the axle nut down, tighten down these bolts, sway bar and link's already done, slap the brake back on. I mean, what do we have in this?
No rust like the Durango.
No rust. This thing would just come apart. Oh, big wins. The brake shield's all excellent. I mean, so much better. Today you get to do the hard work.
Pretty much already got it there by hand, I think.
Did you? You just hit 229, no problem? I believe in you. Oh, here. I'm gonna hang on it while you go. You push, I'm gonna hang. That way we know we got it to the...
There you go.
Got to go for a ride. One more click, just to be do the extra click to be
Who
sure.
knew that you're good for 229 foot-pounds?
I'm actually,
that's
I can only put 155 on it. You almost killed me. Oh man. Now this is how all work on cars is supposed to go. We have been here for a handful of minutes, and of course it's completely done, and we're putting the wheel back on and moving on to the other side. Eric's doing a little check around there on the bottom, but I mean, literally just minutes. Figured I'd go ahead and make sure that O-ring was nice. Also, these tires with the Michelin Defenders are like twice as heavy as the Durangos. My gosh!
It's the oil pan, guys.
It is the oil pan leaking for sure.
I can see the bolt where it's leaking and then where it's dry.
I wouldn't even worry about it. Just
Nope, that ain't worth it.
check the oil on it.
It's just right here on this left side. It's got, it must just, I'm guessing that maybe the oil pin's been off before or it's the original one, but
I think Potter told me these things leak.
yeah.
And
But it's not bad, really. I mean,
I'm sure the job to fix it is gigantic, like a full 2 days.
Yeah, everything has to come out. I mean, the four-wheel drive makes this inoperable.
Yep, I'm pretty sure he said that they all just leak.
Yep. I can see exactly the bolt it's leaking from. That bolt could just be loose too.
Okay, wheels on. It'll run. I just sent him down the road.
I know it looks loose, it's not loose.
As always, the big impact making great work out of the axle nut. We don't even have to hold it. Go for it.
You always want to run it in before you run it out.
I figured. I was going to delete that part, but if you're going to own it.
I'll own it.
Everybody runs it both ways first.
You know, DeWalt tools, they work opposite of these Milwaukee tools.
I'm not sure that's true, but.
That's not.
All right.
Okay. Stone cold lie.
There's the X-Well. We need an 18 on our sway bar and link, which is new. It has greasable sway bar and links on here. And we just need a wrench. I'll have you hit it with the big impact. And
the pliers are on the top of the toolbox.
hey,
Yeah.
just what we needed. All right, so this should get us basically all the way. Boom, sway bar and link. And now all we have left is that upper ball joint.
That's a 21, right?
I think it is a 21.
3/8 did her last time.
Honestly, didn't this thing?
Yeah,
just,
give it a whirl.
It just ripped it right apart. And here we go.
Took a minute, but
Yes.
it's unusual working on something that's been serviced.
It's unusual that this can get really anything done that matters, and it sure did today.
Don't you have those indestructible ones?
Yeah, I got metal ones. You don't want to use those though.
No.
They don't come off.
I just felt like since you said something to him, I just stick with it.
I have metal zip ties. There it goes. So sway bar end link, upper ball joint. Obviously we already have these bolts out. Eric's on the lower strut mount here. And I'm gonna grab that and this and send it. It's already loose. Axle coming off. Almost got it. Maybe a little rotation. Or rotate. Honestly, if that CV moved, we could probably make it easier, but it should also just slide right off. What do you think?
There's metal on there.
Hey, those seals look good. We went ahead and pulled out the curling weights. What just fell? Anyway, this made it a lot easier to get that one out. Obviously, it's super easy to just pop it out, so that's why we gave up and went that route. And now we're ready for the now we're ready for the new one.
Trail's like,
I see you. There's a little cap, covers the top bolt that holds the whole strut assembly together there. We pulled it out of the old ones because why not? Even line up the torque marks. We're ready to shove this thing back in there. And while Eric's putting the strut back in, I'll slide the axle back in, put the nuts on top, and it'll all be done.
washers first?
Yeah, washers have witness marks on them for which side they go. And I'm basically there.
Yep. Rotate to the right. Clockwise.
I see one.
You got the back one's coming.
I'm sorry. CV's almost back in. All right, now the goal this time is the breaker bar picks me up. Just kidding. What are you doing? I almost lost a finger.
What? Oh, there.
Yeah, you got it. I was like, your hold's wrong. There you go. Push hard. Ready?
Well, let me move it further to where I'm.
So you got that big hold?
There you go.
Okay, here we go. 229. What is going on? Did the torque setting change? Because I had no problem with this yesterday. Or 2 days ago. Okay, go. Okay, one more click. Relax it. Here we go again. No big deal. That wasn't a struggle. We just slapped that right on there.
No struggle, Dougal.
All right, brake rotor's going on. Brake caliper, we gotta cut these zip ties, and that's it. That's the job done. And then when Eric leaves, I'm gonna take a couple more zip ties, tie them around his TV axle.
That's your sister.
Just so he can have a fun noisemaker as he drives.
Sound like Predator.
Putting my baseball cards in my spokes on my bike.
Remember when I had that blue Jeep that had the broken flywheel and it sounded like Predator at all times?
It sure did.
The tires are nice.
Tires are nice.
Yeah, Michelin sponsor.
All right, first test. We're going over the world's worst road with the, I was going to say the Durango, but yeah, it's just the Durango.
It is the Durango.
The Jeep Rango. Oh, man.
The steering wheel used to just yank out of your hand, like terrible, terrible. This has pretty much solved the whole problem.
Instantly, it feels great going over the bumps. So.
It's normal. I mean, it takes it, but you could hear that right one go like real bad. But that was the one with all the oil out of it. But this is, this you can. It firmed up too. You can feel the. It definitely is not as loosey, and it doesn't. The car doesn't float as much.
Porpoise.
Struts are. They make a big difference.
All right. Well, you got the same thing as the Durango. Hammer it. It's pretty quick. Pretty quick.
Shook tires off, dude.
It blew the tires off. All 4 tires. What a monster.
I don't know if you know that, but we were burning out.
You got some heat in those motors? Get some heat in those motors.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think the struts weren't the main problem, really, but I think...
we'll do the shocks and you'll have a brand new truck.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy what a big difference it makes just putting... Because you're right, those probably have 149,988, and those were the factory shocks. So...
There you go. Problem solved. That was it. A successful test drive. A robot who can't moonwalk. And I don't know. But now that you're back, let's knock this S10 out. I think it just needs shocks.
Engine in 3, 2. How do you do that? Do you edit? I have no idea.
I have no idea either.
Here, hold on.
Just takes a crew of
Hold on.
10 people in 30 days.
5, 3, and 3, 2.
It didn't work this time. Some days it does work, but anyway. The Jeep's fixed for the most part. We're going to do the rears anyway, just because they're easy and it's probably time. They were all factory. So at 150,000 miles, probably time to get them done. That is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop.watchjargo.com for cool shirts, not like this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. And I'll talk to you next time.
I was going to see, like, it'd be perfect if I...
Just slid into the frame. You gotta Elliot it into the frame.
No, I'm too big. I have to do, like... I can try. I don't know if I could time that right.
Anyway, that's my sister's Jeep. That was her birthday present too. So she's good.
Actually, she doesn't accept that.
She doesn't accept it.